Hello, hello, it's me, Dan.
I'm Felicia. I was just saying it's been a long time. I have no idea what to do anymore.
Yes, so Felicia, her first time streaming in like 3 weeks or something. So we're playing Star Trek Resurgence, which is a Telltale style narrative-driven game. And in fact, was made by some ex-Telltale employees. Now they're oh shoot, I suddenly forgot what the company was called. Hold on, I have it here. It is called Dramatic Labs, which is a good name for them, actually. Yeah, Dramatic Labs. And they made Star Trek Resurgence. And we're playing the PS4 version because I forgot to download the PS5 version. I forgot I had access to the PS5 version. So we're just going to do the PS4 version. It's fine. Same game. Hopefully it's not like super broken. Because sometimes that happens when it's the PS4 version of the game on the PS5. But the PS5 is downloading as we speak. So if it is horribly broken, we'll just wait a little bit. There's probably like 10 more minutes for it to finish downloading or something. So we'll just start here and see if it works. Hopefully it works. But I'm excited to play a Star Trek game. We did play Star Trek Prodigy recently. Which is what is it? Oh, it's Chee.
What's this game about?
So it takes place in the why can't I go down to the subtitles? Okay. Where am I? Turn those on. Okay.
What is invert Y?
The Y-axis. So when I press up, we look down. You press down, you look up.
Oh.
A lot of people like it because it's like flying a plane, right? So you pull back on the joystick to go up, you push forward on the joystick to go down.
Yes.
Yes. So this takes place in the TNG DS9 Voyager era, but it should be after Voyager. And I think Riker is in it, Spock is in it. Riker is voiced by Jonathan Frakes. Spock is not voiced by Leonard Nimoy because, you know, Leonard Nimoy's passed away. This Dramatic Lives Adventure, the relationships and events you are about to experience will be shaped by the choices you make. Like a lot of these types of games. Yeah, I'm excited to just sort of, you know, experience a new Star Trek story in video game form. It is also now an hour earlier for those of you guys
Captain's
in the
log,
US
stardate 5793.
because of daylight savings time.
The crew is restless. After spending too many months piecing our ship back together, we're finally about to venture out on a new mission.
Does daylight savings affect Canada
And the
as
crew
well?
isn't letting this
I'm not sure,
unprecedented
actually. I think
ion
it does.
storm slow them down. They're ready for something different. I know I am. Perhaps more than any of them.
I like that it's the TNG font. For the
Fortunately,
subtitles.
nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy, the nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case, change is good. Our new first officer is en route to the Resolute,
This is one of our main characters.
Jara Rydek. I know she'll bring a welcome
She's
dose
Bajor?
of new blood to the crew.
No, I think it's something else. Because the ridge is on the forehead, not the ridge of the nose.
Oh.
Are you trying to get better?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, she is. Oh.
No. It goes up the forehead.
Oh.
See? That's not Bajor.
Mm.
Thanks.
No problem.
Oh no. The sound doesn't sync.
I'm not great with flying,
I think that's our...
but these little shuttles are the worst.
And yet you join Star Wars? Star Wars? Starfleet? Oh my god.
You don't like flying. And yet, you joined Starfleet.
There's a reason I'm not a pilot.
You should try it sometime.
Oh, he doesn't like you already. You need to go back.
No, it's fine. It's a little bit...
Sorry, I'm a little anxious.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment. When we get to the starbase, I'm transferring on to the Resolute.
So am I.
So see, it's after DS9. You can tell by the outfits. So it's,
It won't be easy for Jara to step in at the 11th hour like this. But if she's half the officer I knew she could become when she was a cadet at Starfleet Academy, she'll be the XO this ship needs.
so
right?
the sound and the voice and the thing not lining up is because of the capture card, not because of the game itself. I don't think. I've had trouble. It used to match up with a problem. I've been having trouble with it. I can't figure out how to fix it. The usual fix is a little bit more unique. Because OBS is terrible. Every time OBS changes, like has an update, it changes things, and I don't know how anything works anymore. It's not the capture card, sorry, it's OBS specifically, not the capture card.
Is this an older game?
No, it's fairly new.
Really?
Yeah, came out this year, I think.
The graphics seem.
Yeah, it's a double A game, right? It's not gonna have the.
Oh.
Oh, we do get to walk around and stuff though, so maybe we also get to. R2.
A starbase on the very edge of Federation space. Long way from home now.
Romulans.
There's so many edges to Federation space. Who knows where this is exactly? It literally could be anywhere. I did accept that word things.
Commander? I'm not usually such a nervous wreck, by the way. I actually did well at the Academy.
Oh yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalin test?
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Pentaris 5. Anyway, I finished in the top 20.
Alright.
Not just in my class. I mean,
Very impressive.
all time. In the
Must be
history
nice.
of the Academy.
Really? That's quite impressive.
Thank you. It was tough. But you know, I
He is
set
tall.
my mind to it and
No,
it
it's really
paid off.
impressive. It's gonna turn out she set the news. She made the game, or she's like #1 or something.
Please place your hand here. Hold it there for a few seconds.
Alright, so I have to move the cursor before I'm allowed to do the thing.
Welcome, Commander Rydek.
Wait, you're Jara Rydek? You absolutely
Yep.
crushed the Torvalin test. You finished in what, like the top 3?
That would be me.
Now I'm really... It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry, I didn't realize before.
Pleasure's mine.
Yep.
I just came off the shuttle
let's
and
make
was
her be
glad to be
nice.
on solid ground.
The
Paragon.
pleasure's mine. Ensign,
Paul Calloway.
good to meet you.
I believe Commander Ermot is expecting you. He's in the concourse just ahead.
Paragon. We're doing Paragon.
See you on the
Yeah.
Resolute.
We always do Paragon runs.
But also Star Trek, most of the time people are nice.
Most of the time, yes.
Yeah.
Except for the captain on the last season of Picard, who was
Yes.
excellent. But also a dick.
He was the best.
I love him so much.
Let's not spoil
day,
it for
Commander.
people who haven't seen it yet.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't said. I'm just saying. There's a character who's a dick. He's the captain of a ship, and he's amazing. And I love him, but he's a dick.
Picard has started.
If
that
I
way in
remember
the
my
first
briefing,
season. They will have trees.
Commander
to go through,
Ermot
like
is a
abandoned and
Bolian.
everything.
So I'm looking for someone with blue skin.
I know what Bolians look like. Oh, he's over there in the corner. I've seen some.
Starbase 128 has 4 docks.
Okay.
I'll
a meal.
replicate myself a meal once I'm on board.
You can make literally anything. There he is.
Excuse me.
Commander Irma.
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Rydek. I'm Commander Jan Ermot, Operations Officer on the Resolute. Commander? I hope there wasn't too much trouble getting here. This storm isn't making anything easy for us right now.
Well, I can
I
pick
know
it.
conditions are less than ideal at the moment.
It was a bit bumpy, but otherwise okay.
My apologies. This storm is unlike anything I've seen before.
He has Buddha ears.
Buddha ears?
We're
Oh.
grateful
Yeah.
you were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice. From everything I've read and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us. Coming from a premier starship and all,
You have high expectations.
to our
so
little
why have you
research
heard?
vessel.
What exactly have you heard about me?
First in your class at the Academy. Received the Starfleet Award of Valor during the Dominion War.
Hey, me more.
Most recently, Tactical Officer and Chief of Security on the USS Endeavor.
You've done your homework.
Like I said, we're very lucky.
I mean, you were hiring someone new.
Right?
It's not like unexpected he would
Yeah.
look at your resume.
The USS Resurgence.
Good shit.
Hi, Eugene.
She may not
Hey,
look
Gene.
like much
Yes,
compared to
it's
the
1
bigger
hour
ships, but
earlier.
as far as
Yeah.
science vessels go, she can more than hold her own. And she doesn't look so bad considering 6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half, venting plasma, fighting for her life.
It was an accident?
The equipment malfunction. An accident suggests fault, but no one's to blame. It was a planned test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits. It destabilized the dilithium, there was a runaway reaction, and the warp bubble deformed.
Ooh, you don't want the warp bubble.
We thought we could reach a higher resonant frequency, but it was more than she could handle.
Still sounds like an accident.
Cost us our first officer and 22 of our
Wow.
crew.
Damn.
At the end of the day, we're all responsible for each other. That's what it means to be a crew.
I can't even begin to imagine what that must have been like for you. I'm so sorry for your
Oh,
loss.
you said it could have been worse.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's somebody.
It does weigh heavy.
How's the crew now?
There are some things you can't forget.
It's been 6 months. What's the attitude among the crew now?
Unsettled. But I hope that a new mission will help them move forward. If not, move on. Listen. I realize you've known Captain Solano for quite some time, and
There's
I'm
the-
sure you're ready to bring your best. But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were those who felt it was a mistake, that he should have promoted from within. So you might want to tread lightly at first,
I can earn
until
their
they come
trust.
to value your contributions as much as he does.
Trust is earned, and it sounds like I have my work cut out for
weird,
me.
because the hair changes.
But I plan on winning them over.
I don't doubt that. I just figured it was better to know what you were walking into.
Of course.
Starfleet has assigned us a high-priority mission to the Hotari region. I'll let the captain brief you on board.
So just to check it out real quick. Jar made a good first impression with Commander Ermot, coming off as shrewd and inquisitive while showing empathy for what the crew of the Resolute suffered. And Calloway was grateful for Jar's sense of humor when he was nervous on the shuttle flight. Oh, he actually did like that. So this is our other character, which we haven't found, we haven't met yet, Carter. This other Carter. So that's interesting that they have this bit. But yeah, he took it as a joke, which I was like, oh, it seems kind of mean. You should try being a pilot sometime.
I know he's eager to see you.
Will we be mission ready in time?
We have every intention. The crew has been working around the clock
We
to
have
get the
every
ship
intention,
ready.
so should be.
There's still so much
Right?
to do.
Are you gonna be ready? We have every intention to be ready. That's not an answer.
If we're not ready, it's not my fault. We had the intention to.
We had the intention. Yeah, I told you we had the intention. It just didn't work out. There he is. That's the other guy.
Is it Tringo?
Stuck.
What'd you say?
Is it Tringo?
I got just the thing.
Find the plasma torch. It's probably the one at the bottom, right? Yeah. So it's a bit closer to what do you call it?
What are you ready for, Eugene?
I am ready to be ready. No, that's another answer.
Oh,
Another nonsense answer. This is a bit more like what was the horror game that we played? Remember? With the werewolves and shit. What was that? What was that called?
oh, the something to dawn.
Until Dawn. Yes.
Until Dawn.
So it plays a little bit more like that with all these kinds of things. Yeah. Special special room to get ready in? Some sort of ready room?
No, I want to clean this. I don't play a power wash for so long.
No, we're putting a new one.
See, like the other one needs to be stopped. And this too. You should let me clean it.
Christ.
Is that?
So he's
He
an
is
engineer. He's an ensign, it looks like. But he's got
Yeah.
a special thing. It's not even like a proper pit.
yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
like a tab.
Is he ex machina? The lower decks.
Oh, apparently there's a new episode.
Oh, is it? Of lower decks?
Yeah, and
Oh.
they were saying like it's a good something.
I thought the
something
thing was
to a
totally
something
fried.
something.
Okay.
I would play Starship Power Washer.
I would play Star Wars. I mean, I hope they do that. Because they have a bunch of, like, they keep doing a bunch of
Oh,
extra
she's
stuff.
a trill.
Nice
Yeah.
work, Carter.
She might be
Nothing
the
to it,
first
Millie.
Asian trill I've ever seen.
And not a moment too soon.
Wait, I'm gonna make
The
myself.
boss wants us down in
because I'm very
engineering.
groggy.
Like, now.
I'll be back in a second.
Alright, I
Don't
can
crash
pause.
any. No, it's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, don't crash anything.
Alright. Well, you might have to make decisions.
You can shut it up.
Okay. Oh, okay. Can I still run? No. Not in the quarters. I'm so far behind on Star Trek. Oh no, Eugene! I can't run in the hallways. It's like I'm in it's like I'm at school. No running in the halls!
Engineer.
I heard the new XO just arrived. Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovak called us down for, it's something good. I can never tell with him. I'd rather not end up degaussing plasma manifolds. Hanging upside down makes me queasy.
You and me working together, we can tackle anything he throws at us.
Your optimism is positively contagious.
He's on lower deck.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe.
Looks like we got here before.
Lieutenant Commander Chovak.
We were just looking
He's a
for you,
Vulcan.
Commander.
Petty Officers Ed Solar,
Logan?
And Chovak.
Diaz. I was beginning to think you would be late. We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you. A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Edsolar on repeated occasions.
Apologies for the delay, Commander.
I do not want your apologies. Simply see to it that it does not happen again.
So, I don't suppose you wanted us down here to check in before we go off duty?
So I think he's already angry at us. Oh no, it's not. It's fine. Okay. He was just a dick because he's a Vulcan.
Equip yourselves in EV suits to work on the exterior of the hull. I need you to tune the structural integrity field for optimal performance. The subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper calibration. But this ship must be ready to depart shortly, despite the storm. The precise nature of these disturbances are not fully understood. But many systems have been affected by the wide band of emissive activity.
Whatever it throws at us, we'll be ready. We've got the best chief engineer in the fleet.
I am a Vulcan, Mr. Diaz. Flattery is not necessary. All that I require is that you do your job. Right now, that entails critical preparations, because long-range sensors show that these disturbances will be more severe at our destination.
That was a trick question and you failed. You can't make a Vulcan angry.
You have your orders. Do not delay.
Yes, Commander Chovak.
Cannot. They're Vulcans. You have to try really hard.
All hands on deck.
I've seen Vulcans get angry so many times.
Oh,
It's true.
Despite what they say.
All hands on deck. That's what Chovak
Like
said.
Spock's dad is perpetually
You know what that means? It means this ship isn't ready to go out and the brass know it. So they're throwing every warm body at
He's
it.
like an actor.
And they're going to leave on schedule.
What's the question?
Consequences.
About...
It's on us now.
Okay.
I don't know what
it
the
all
question
comes
is.
down to us, Nelly. We're the ones who will get it.
The ship isn't ready.
Oh.
I know what we can do. But this isn't just any old refit or any old relaunch.
Oh, whoa. Excuse me.
That's the boy we met. So they're petty officers.
A lot of new
That's why they
faces
have a
coming
thing.
on board. It's got to be tough coming as a
Peter and program.
replacement. That's for sure.
Give him a chance.
They seem all right. Something that happened 6 months ago while they were off on another ship? Well, that's nothing to hold against them.
You're on more
you're
than
right.
one deadline, right, Eugene?
I guess getting a little new blood on board doesn't hurt. Hold on. Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda!
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
Miranda, you're here?
Well,
We thought
Yeah,
you were
but-
staying on the Adirondack.
Transfer came in at the last minute, so I figured
It
I'd
seems like
slum
two
it on
kids
this
running
bucket
towards
of
their
bolts.
mom, though.
right.
Looks like
That's
you
really
got it
nice,
back
right?
together pretty nicely. I wasn't sure what to expect.
Overboard, yeah.
That'd be nice.
I'm gonna take the high road
I
here.
think no, it's not my
You
ship,
didn't
it's
say
a
that,
boat.
and welcome you aboard.
He's a better diplomat than I am.
He still owes
Second
me a
big
bottle
dog
of
and
Saurian
then-
brandy. Don't think I forgot.
Oh yeah, it's coming back to me now.
Maybe Carter can rustle up that bottle and we can give you a proper welcome.
I hope
As
you'll be
soon
able to
as we
enjoy
wrap
the,
up
like,
this
holidays
quick
in
little
December,
spacewalk.
Eugene.
Oh my gosh.
Here,
It's
let
a
me help
kid's
you.
game. Is it?
Thanks.
No. But it's not
So
a
what's the
sex game
word?
either.
Are you back in the security rotation?
Yep. Still running with the usual suspects.
Whoa.
Good to go.
There's a thing there. It feels like.
I don't think so. She seems like a mom.
See you on the other side.
Activating magnetic souls.
So are their paths going to cross?
Yes, one assumes.
What is the big story of it?
I don't know, actually. Something to do with this weird storm, I think. And flying it.
Like every other Star Trek episode?
Yes. Ah! Spacewalks. Fucking hate them. As a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut, then I realized that I vomit a lot, so no.
The hardest thing for me to do one time when I went to like this, when I was a kid, right, we went to this rappelling thing.
Was
So
to
let
walk
yourself,
on the...
no, it's let yourself fall backwards, so
Yeah.
you're perpendicular to the,
Let's
to
go.
the rock wall. Wow.
But see, like, I can still do that because, like, there's still gravity. And I know where the gravity is, right? So I know that I'm, like, not walking, right? But, like, in zero grav, you don't have that, right?
I've never been in zero gravity. I have no idea what it feels like.
I assume it'd be very silly. Because there is no up or down.
Or maybe I wouldn't have to feel height.
Miranda has some quirky list of rules called Miranda rights, like left versus us.
I can tell you doing something.
He's also a huge Star Trek. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I do.
He's huge. Okay. Huge.
Captain Solano should be here momentarily.
So what species is
I'm not sure. I don't remember. Can I move around? No, I can't move at all. I have to wait here.
I just want to say that's not how hair works.
You'll have to forgive me, I don't know much about Kobleons.
There you go. Koleods.
But my understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Thank you.
Feel free to make yourself at home. And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
Another 30 minutes.
I'm very disturbed by the non-wispiness of her hair. But she has heard me. She heard me.
She, you know.
She number one? She's number one,
She's
right?
the number one, yeah. She's the XO. I would like to
Okay,
meet...
hot.
Just a sip of something.
Ractagino!
Mm.
Of course it's Ractagino. Cisco.
Decisions.
I said Ractagino already.
Ractagino.
Yeah! Wait, that's the... Replicator doesn't make that noise.
They do, they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
I thought it was just the
Oh no, they have.
That sure has a kick.
transporters.
What? That's all? Oh, waste of energy, lady.
Jara Ryday. Last time I saw you, it was graduation from the academy. You'd already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. And you were burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrid
Double
Expanse.
strong, double sweet.
It's good to see you again, Captain.
I could not be happier to have you on the Resolute. My only regret is we couldn't provide you with a warmer welcome. The arrival of a first officer
is not
from
for
her
me.
new ship deserves a bit of fanfare.
That would be totally unnecessary. I don't need any pomp and circumstance.
So I'm sure you've already heard
You've been
of
here all of 5 minutes,
no,
and
what's
already
his name?
you're trying to make us
Katie
more
Martin-
efficient.
Martin.
I like it.
What's the title of the first book?
As
Oh
I'm
my
sure
god.
you've heard.
I just
Memory of
finished it.
Empire? Empire
Memory of
Memory?
Rough
Empire.
go of it these last 6
But
months.
it's really, really good,
The
Eugene.
ship suffered some damage, but
She's
not
coming
nearly
to
as much
Singapore
as
for
the
the
crew.
Writers' Festival? You mean
I heard that you had an equipment malfunction.
Is that what they're calling it?
He said it wasn't an accident.
No, that's just someone being generous. If anything, it was a leadership
I was just
malfunction.
thinking the same thing. Why do people keep
We were
touching
on the
each
verge
other?
of a major scientific breakthrough. A quantum leap forward in warp core
Like if I
technology.
met
10,000
my
teradynes
ex-boss,
per
it'd
second.
be weird for him to touch me.
The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed
I
longer.
guess he was a teacher or something.
Faster than
like
we
they
ever
met at the
dreamed.
academy.
Yo?
What would have
Oh,
been
yeah.
the crowning achievement of my career. Right there. Within our
Excuse me.
grasp.
Is he gonna be a bad guy?
Till it all went so horribly wrong. We pushed her too hard, and a warp core malfunction overloaded the system, creating a pressure gradient way beyond what the ship can handle. It was heartbreaking.
Oh, so
We
Eugene, the
lost
Vulcans
some
aren't
of our
angry.
best
They're
people.
just stoic assholes.
They're always angry.
As
The
captain,
Vulcans
I
are
have to
always
take full
angry. It's just
responsibility.
pretended, you know.
It was my decision to make, and I
You
have to
aren't
live
okay.
with the consequences.
Are you new to wish?
You aren't to blame.
You're being too hard on yourself. It wasn't your fault.
It's not a question of blame. It's about
It's true.
responsibility.
Yeah.
No matter what the circumstances. In my defense, I will say I might have avoided the whole ordeal if my senior
Oh, it's
staff
the-
had been willing to trust me. There was a lot of pushback from my former XO.
You gonna type it?
I think
Yeah.
that cost me his confidence. I don't want you to pull any punches. Certainly
Am I
not on
spelling
my
it right?
account.
Yep.
But once we decide on a course of action,
Memory of Empire.
I need
Empire,
everyone to fully commit to the
forgot.
mission.
I remember Desolation of Peace is the second one.
Anything
I
short of
just
that
finished it.
just won't work. And that's when things start to go sideways.
Whether I agree or disagree, I can promise that I'll be honest to a fault.
Good. That's exactly what I'm looking for. But at the end of the day, it has to be my call. Look, I'll be blunt. We can't afford another mistake. Or at least I can't. I feel like my career is hanging in the balance here. We need a win. Something to restore the crew's confidence.
I understand.
On a more positive note, Starfleet has tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority.
Seems a bad thing to do to a
Escorting
ship
a
that isn't
senior
quite ready yet.
diplomat to Hotari space.
What's Enterprise
Two
doing?
previously peaceful and otherwise non-aggressive civilizations
Picard's fucking
now
with it.
find themselves on the brink of all-out war.
So it's a peacekeeping
Actually, I don't even know
mission.
who's in charge now. Would it be Worf?
I
Maybe
see
Worf's
it as a
crashing into
golden
someone?
opportunity
almost like-
to not
it's
only
almost like
prove what the
the
Resolute and
Enterprise
her
is in
crew
the-
are truly capable
The
of,
main
but
focus
also
of like
a mission for
Oh,
which we're
Starfleet, yeah.
uniquely qualified. This ionic storm. Our long-range sensors suggest it's several orders of magnitude stronger than anything on record. A total
Try to
anomaly
catch us, we
like
can make
nothing
proper
we've seen
decisions.
before. And you'll never guess where it leads.
Hatari.
Exactly. Very nearly in the
I'm just very
precise
disturbed by this.
location where we're headed. Where I imagine the interference will be
we
exponentially
ask?
greater. But the
this
diplomat will
diplomat?
brief us on the details at the rendezvous.
well, that came
Who is
very
the
late.
senior diplomat we're escorting?
That I don't know. Starfleet hasn't said. But I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Is it Janeway?
I expect we'll have some rough
That's
sledding
Spock,
when we
actually.
arrive, so I
Right?
need you to
I
prepare
know
the
Spock's
crew
still
for the
alive?
worst.
Yeah.
There's just one more thing I want to clarify up front. The metric that for me will be the ultimate
In Star
measure
Trek
of your success.
chronology, he doesn't die
is
till the
it?
very beginning of the
If
the
after
first New
serving
Trek
as
movie.
my first officer,
'Cause he
you
goes back
don't
in
one
time,
day
and that's what
find
changes the
yourself on a
timeline,
ship
remember?
of your own, then I will consider it my personal failure. When that might happen is entirely up to you,
I will be honored.
but it goes without saying. You have my full support.
It's been a dream of mine since before I can remember. So I would be honored to become a captain someday.
As long as you're willing to do the work, You have my
Is he gonna
promise.
die and
I'll
I
do
will
everything in
become
my
captain?
power to see that it
Yeah,
happens.
he will become captain.
Thank you.
Come. Let me introduce you to the crew.
He seems unhappy with me. I can't tell what those things mean. You're sure about Jared's modesty and leadership potential after the first meeting. Oh, okay. Did he piss off Lieutenant Commander Chobak? Respectful responsible when he and his... Nope, okay, good.
Petty Officer Maris?
Yeah, so they're all those three people that we met, the Trill, the guy that we're playing, and her. They're all petty officers. I don't know what that means. Like
It's
maybe
like-
it's like the chief, right?
Yeah.
So like they're not enlisted. Yeah, they're not enlisted. They're the other word that isn't enlisted. I forget what it's called.
Oh, they are enlisted.
Oh,
Right?
is it?
Yeah, and they're not
They're not
lieutenant
officers.
in the
They're
back.
non-com.
Yeah,
They're
no,
non-com. Non-commissioned. No, wait, that's still officer.
Yeah. No. Officers are commissioned, I think.
So you can have non-com officers. Like the chief was a non-com officer. I can't remember what it is. Basically, the lifers versus the not lifers, right?
Everyone, if I could have your attention for a moment. I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydek, our new first officer. Some quick introductions. This is Lieutenant Handar, our helmsman, one
That's
of the
a
best
smile.
in the business.
Oh, he's a majority.
He's majority. Yes,
What
he's
he
majority.
lacks in humility, he more than makes up for in ability.
Like every
A
pilot.
pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Right? Literally
Likewise.
every pilot.
Next, we have Commander Westbrook, our chief science officer. I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
Pleasure.
Or unimpressive, at least.
Commander Rydek, it is such an honor to meet you.
She's a fangirl.
This is our tactical officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian. He's been
She has
looking
dark
forward to
iris.
meeting you for about as long as I
She
can
does,
remember.
actually.
I've
She
been
got punched
following
in
your
there?
career for quite some time,
I'm thankful.
and I look forward to learning as much as I can
The
from
honor
you.
is mine.
If anything, the honor is mine.
Well, I have to admit, one of the reasons I've followed your career is because you're part Kobliad, because of what you've overcome. Starfleet stands up for people who can't defend themselves.
Most of the time.
We're one of those people once.
Not always, though.
But since then, you've done so much to protect others who need
Her
it.
hair is also weird.
I really admire that. So, you've been something of an inspiration to me.
What do I say?
Not that I've done
I'm
anything
glad I
close to
inspire
what
you?
you've done, but you definitely set a
Is my
standard to
flattery?
strive
No, I'm
for.
glad I inspire you.
Yeah, okay.
You really do know a thing or two about me. I'm glad I could inspire you, but it's important to chart your own path.
You're right. Good call.
Thanks.
Good call.
You can count on it.
Because it's honest, right?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm glad I inspire you.
And then, of course, you've already met Commander Ermont. Please do everything you can to make Commander Rydek feel at
Who's
home here.
Commander Oman again? Is
I'll
he
be on the
a
starbase.
navigator?
I have an urgent meeting with the starbase commander to get our
forgot.
authorization to get underway. If they drag their feet any longer, we won't make our rendezvous. The bridge
It's okay. We
is
have
yours.
every intention to meet our rendezvous.
The bridge is mine. Sit and capture the chair when ready.
Someone should do
Can I
that.
talk to people? Operations.
Oh, operation.
Operations. Staffing, supplies. There's a lot to keep track of on a starship.
So he's
Good
like
thing we
the
have Commander
quartermaster.
Ermont.
Who was that other guy? You didn't introduce me to the other guy. The lady.
The helm. The Resolute is a refitted Centaur class, meaning it's capable of quick maneuvers. Can't wait to see what she can do.
We didn't get introduced to this woman. She looks like a woman. It's hard to tell. I think it's a woman.
Science station. The Resolute is a science vessel, primarily.
Yes.
Might explain Commander Westbrook's attitude.
I noticed the attitude as well.
I'll have to speak with him later.
What attitude? He was just being like,
No, he crossed his arm. He's like, oh.
I'm a fangirl.
So many decks. Full of crew that are now
Maybe
my
the reason why
responsibility.
he was going to be first officer.
Well, and the way that Solano mentioned it, talked about it, was like
Tactical
the crew
station.
didn't trust him.
Hopefully, a
And then the
diplomatic
other the
mission
previous
won't
XO
require
died.
we use our weapons much. But if it comes to that, we'll be ready.
All right, let's go.
Wait,
see.
who is she? She's tactical?
Yeah, she's the wharf.
She's the most opposite of Wolf ever.
Communications.
We didn't meet this lady
Keeps
either.
us in contact internally
Okay, all
and
we need
with
to know
other
is her
vessels.
This is the captain's room. That's true.
Turbolift could take me anywhere on the ship, but I'm right where I need to be.
Alright.
Alright. AKA, you're not going nowhere, so sit down. Okay. Alright, let's go sit down. Oh, sorry, dude.
No wonder they don't trust you.
No, they don't trust me. This is my chair. Our
The
chair.
first officer's seat. My seat. Right now, though, I need to fill in for Captain Solano.
So yeah, Solano was saying that like the reason that the thing blew up was because the senior staff didn't trust him, and they were like arguing with him all the time, and then the XO specifically completely lost trust in him, and then the XO was conveniently one of the people who died during the malfunction.
Is he a bad guy?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, is he a bad guy? Yeah.
Also, his whole like, if I don't get you.
Commander, Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field.
It's fine.
He's sent a crew out to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by the
That's all
storm.
two guys.
Yep.
We just need your go-ahead.
To do the thing, is it? Not to go.
Mission granted.
Wait, so the guys
Lowering
have just been
structural
standing there?
integrity field.
Yeah, they're waiting
now.
Entering maintenance mode. Condition blue.
As long as nothing attacks us right now, we're fine. Uh-oh, it's called Storm Surge.
The storm is getting worse.
Looks like they turned off the SIF.
The SIF?
Great. Let's get to that
Structural
emitter.
integrity field. Alright, here we go. This horrible space walk. And you have to move so jerkily because of your magnetic boots.
That's not how they move for Star Trek.
Every time we're out here, I half expect to see her in pieces again.
She's still got some scars on her. It adds character.
I like the Starbase.
When I joined Starfleet, all I wanted was a ride out of town. But this isn't exactly how I pictured it.
On the outside of the ship?
No. Sometimes it feels like we're just part of the machinery.
Maybe she's not a joint
I
troll.
want more than that. I mean, Starfleet is noble and all, but it's still a machine.
You want more than that?
A massive, massive machine.
I don't know. Of course I do. I want more than that.
Yeah, of course I do. Starfleet's an open door. We just have to walk through it. You wanted to get away. I enlisted.
She didn't like that one. She's a big.
I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy.
Yeah, I want to see what petty officer is. Which was
I
what
wanna
I
go
picked up my
somewhere.
phone to do and then completely
See
got
new
distracted.
worlds. Look up at a sky no one's ever seen before. Just because I'm cranking a hyperspanner up in a Jeffries tube today doesn't
A
mean that's all I'll
non-commissioned
ever be.
officer
Non-com, yeah, okay.
that's above like a regular
An ensign?
Diaz to
yeah,
Commander
and
Chovak.
below the chief petty
We are
officer.
at the SIF
So what's his name?
Acknowledged.
Chief
Yeah,
petty
Chief
You may
O'Brien.
proceed with the recalibration.
or a non-commissioned officer doesn't hold any rank.
Yeah,
So an ensign is still a commissioned officer.
correct.
And it's only a Navy thing.
Yeah, well,
Beginning
that's how this
recalibration.
works. Like, this works like a Navy.
And it's equivalent to, like, petty officer second class is equivalent to the rank of sergeant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And apparently it's traced back to an old French word petite, meaning something small. Over the years, the word also came to mean minor, secondary, or subordinate.
Fuck's sake.
Looks good. That wasn't so
It's
hard.
actually pretty hard. Very nice. Let me do that like 5 more
Oh,
times.
interesting that they only have petty officers in the Navy.
Yeah.
And the rest are sergeants, which are also
Yeah.
non-commissioned.
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
You remembered my name and my rank. Impressive.
Alright, asshole.
Yes, I am the Chief Science Officer, and I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge. I know this ship inside and out.
That's impressive.
So
Better
you-
than just about
Yeah.
anyone.
No, that's impressive.
Alright, alright.
What a very impressive list of credentials.
That also came off me.
This is a research and discovery ship, first and foremost. Now with a former tactical officer as its new first officer. I'm curious, though. A Kobliad, or half in your case, is an odd choice for first officer, given your vulnerable condition and all.
Vulnerable condition?
But if
oh,
The thing
because
that
of
you
the
meant,
we found ourselves
bacterium.
in a hostile situation, and you were suddenly incapacitated because you needed an infusion, what would happen then? You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO. Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario, but not outside the realm of possibility.
Captain Solano's familiar with my condition. I'm sure it factored into his decision. So I'd have to say it's not a problem.
But we should probably have a contingency plan just in case.
Am I the contingency plan?
Listen, can I be blunt, Commander?
Have you
I
not
see
been?
no reason to stop now.
Yeah.
Commander Sutherland, your predecessor, was one of the best first officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable and his reputation was without equal. I mean no disrespect, but the shoes you're
All
stepping into are
disrespect,
almost
my dude.
impossible to fill. He was loved by the crew, and he was one of my closest friends. So I can only hope that you'll live up to expectations.
I don't think I could ever replace Commander Sutherland. And it would be a mistake to even try.
Seeing as Captain Solano is on the starbase, let me give you an update on this ion storm we're flying into. It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen. At the moment, I can't tell you if the Resolute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns, its nature, we can come up with a scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
Oh! You press the button and then this happened. I think the
We've got a
minute
massive
anybody
energy wave inbound.
can expect
On
response.
screen.
Tracing its trajectory.
Starbase docking clamps are holding.
The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wideband burst of ionic energy, like a tsunami.
I'm reading power
I
abnormalities
would
all
like to
over the
think
ship.
that
Estimated
she
time
will
to
earn the
impact.
respect
2
of all
minutes.
of them, as opposed to this guy being just a...
Red alert or no?
Just a
Red alert or
casual
no?
person. Red alert!
Red alert!
Aye.
That means the shields go up and I just killed my two guys outside.
Evacuating main gangway and retracting.
Putting sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact. 1 minute.
Shield systems are severely impacted. We have limited protection.
I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
Ooh.
We only get one shot at this.
Shield
we can't
deflector.
afford to get it wrong.
Shields?
That's
Yeah.
right. Which is why we need to send power to our
Big
shields.
shield already.
Petrosian, get those shields up.
Rerouting power to
Oh
shields.
no, you picked her
Stand
instead
by.
of the other guy.
I need a
Yeah.
heading. We've only got one shot.
Oh, I got
Understood. On my command.
Heading locked.
Raise shields.
This is it.
All hands, brace for impact.
We're told to brace for impact and you guys accept it.
Really had 2 seconds.
What happened?
We have experienced a surge of radiation.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
It can blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us we need this.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
Here we go. This is some Star Trek shit.
We've reached the first access point.
Understood. Do you see the override for the level 1 failsafe circuits?
I think, right, maybe we should have picked his side because she was already on our side. I don't think we have impacted the...
Affirmative.
Engage the override. It should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without triggering an automatic core shutdown.
You're probably right, but we'll see how it works. And then, because there was a trophy for putting up the thing, it probably means that there's a trophy for doing the other thing. Wait, where's my others?
Failsafe override engaged.
Are you sure? I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass circuit.
We need to route the signals so they don't interfere with each other.
How can we do that?
Diaz to Resolute. The failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
I'm sure everyone else can
Heads
die
up,
except for our
Carter.
two characters.
What is that?
One of the discharges coalesced.
It's coming right toward us. I'm gonna try to disrupt it with my phaser.
So we gotta climb up the pylon. Not that there's really an up.
There you go. See?
You know.
Too disorienting. There's no way. Use your phaser to clear.
Oh, there it is. She shooting?
She's also shooting. Fuck off!
Oh no!
Oh my god!
It's alive!
We're almost to the regulator.
I guess maybe I'm only need to be worried about
Oh no, you did.
Are you alright?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yep.
Sue took most of it.
I got hit once. I can get hit 3 times.
That damaged your suit.
To the right, to the right.
Energy dampening is down to 60%.
I feel your body.
She is. Just like...
We're at the regulator. Opening the access panel.
You do that while I do this.
Now halting the EPS flow to the port nacelle. We have little time before it causes an overload in the engine.
Alright.
You must work efficiently.
Thank you.
Thanks, I was planning to dilly-dally.
Yeah, right?
Like, you know.
EPS manifold adjusters reset to neutral. EPS lines to the port warp engine are back in balance. Almost done. Once I cycle the manifold nozzles, Chobot can...
Oh, that's the strut. Ah, don't! We just fixed this ship. Stop scratching it. What have you been doing this whole time? Why did you not run back up to the bridge? You're the worst captain. Fucking hanging out in the mess hall. Oh no, he's on the space. He's on the space starbase. Still. Oop, fuck.
Get down! Diaz to bridge. We just lost the docking clamp.
debris coming down. All vibrations, too. We can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the ship from that other docking clamp or the hull will be ripped apart.
There's a problem. The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not working.
Not working.
What are our options?
The docking clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another way.
Starbase is hailing us.
Put him through.
Resolute, the remaining mooring arm is failing. You need to disengage from the starbase now. The damage to the station will be
who is out there?
catastrophic.
The docking clamp isn't functioning. We're
Who is
exploring
out
the
there?
ledge.
Yeah, but still.
Is to detonate the emergency release.
Commander, hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull.
Listen to him this
Yeah.
time.
Repel the
Yeah.
docking clamps.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Go ahead. Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order.
It's not that simple.
Jara?
All due respect, sir, it's a more complex situation than when you
Jara,
disembarked.
I need you to do the right thing. We can't have this go sideways before we even leave for
I
the
will
mission.
pick the not him.
The captain made himself quite clear.
No, him.
They're
him.
gonna get hammered with debris out there.
Make sure you pick
Reverse
the right one.
polarity.
Yeah, reverse polarity.
Yep.
Got it.
Reverse the polarity.
There is protocol.
And there are lives.
Starbase,
Put the
stand
two
by.
of
them.
We're gonna flip hull polarity to disengage the clamps.
Yes, Commander.
They all were green except for him. It was red, and then Chobak was white.
Repair crew, this is Acting Captain Jara Rydek. Be advised, we are going to reverse hull polarity to free us from the remaining docking clamp. Tether yourself and deactivate your boots on my mark.
Understood.
Oh my god, really?
8, 7, 6, 5,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
4,
What are you supposed to do?
2, 1.
Oh,
Mark!
Jesus.
You could have destroyed a starship.
No, I could have killed him if I hadn't put the docking clamp in time. I didn't realize what I was doing.
Grab my hand. I got you.
Thank you.
Plasma imbalance is reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
I got it.
Yeah, finish your job, buddy. Do it! Come on! This isn't me now. This is the game.
Oh no!
He's got it. Hey, you should have done this from the beginning, lady.
Maybe she was busy shooting things.
Alright, that was some Star Trek bullshit, and I fucking loved it. Ah!
Look out!
Oh no! Oh!
Is she dead?
I got you.
Maybe.
Petty Officer Etzelar's hurt and unconscious. I'm gonna have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed, and you are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull the way you came.
But Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
There's an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Etzelar there to access the interior.
Yeah, no choice.
Roger that. Going there now.
I don't think I should
Yeah.
Ah! Like that.
I mean, there's 0% chance that I would still be alive in this situation.
Like, I've always thought that I'll be like stone cold during a zombie apocalypse, but after like Universal Studios, I won't be so anymore. What did I say? Why is she leaving
Yeah,
us?
why is she leaving us? The best thing ever.
She was glad you married me.
It's so bad.
I'm at the auxiliary hatch.
She's alive!
It'd be really funny if she turned into a zombie and bit his neck.
Uh-oh.
Let me know if you want some more, okay? She just recovered like that? Okay.
Uh-oh. Get in.
You go first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time.
Nope, you
Oh my
won't.
god, just faster go! Two of you talking, both of you
No
can be
time to
safe.
fight me on this.
Not on your life.
Let's not let it come down to that.
Super fun. Folks.
Oh no! But he can't die, he's a named character.
Yeah, he can die.
He can?
Yeah.
Because we made the wrong choice?
I think we're alright. I think maybe I was supposed to have it.
We made it.
They're safe, bringing the SIF fully online.
Do it.
So I'm getting pissed.
Oh, he said I need you to make the right decision, right?
Yeah, but he said I always have the last call, the final call. And I did technically disobey a direct order.
Like he said, right? It's not about consequences, it's about responsibility or something like that.
Sure. But I did technically disobey a direct order.
Nilly.
I'm good. Help me with him.
Is he unconscious or is he dead?
Let's get this off.
Oh, he's alright.
Medical. Got one wounded at my location. Carter. You don't look so good.
Why is there no lights? What's going on?
Oh no, how come his face? Is
Gotta
that a
be more
bird?
careful.
I don't know.
I just got here. I'm not ready to see you two get blown to space dust just yet. Now let's get you down to sickbay.
Great.
I think I turned to you and maybe pulled the thing out a bit too late, which is why he got smacked by the thing. But I'm also not 100% sure that I wasn't supposed to have it that way.
Well, I don't think any of the decisions that we made would have resulted in like the plane like.
Status report.
The repair crew made it inside. EPS flow is back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
How does this affect mission readiness, Mr. Ermont?
Releasing the docking clamps using hull polarity minimized damage to the Resolute. We'll have some last-minute repairs to make, but if we reapportion some of the staff, we can make our departure on time. As of now, however, we are successfully moored to the station.
Good to hear. Send updates to my ready room. Commander Rydek, with me.
Even though you were right, you disobeyed the order.
Yeah, now you're gonna get a fucking shellacking. Yeah, I did not make myself
Or he could be a good captain.
Well, we'll find out in just a second.
You disobeyed my orders.
It was
Well.
the right decision. She shouldn't be sorry for it.
Respectfully, Captain, I made the right choice given the
You
information I had.
disobeyed my orders! And not just in front of the bridge crew, but the Starbase staff as well. That's going to get around. My name's already tarnished around the fleet. But what is it going to do to my credibility on this ship?
Yeah, he didn't seem like a good guy.
From the top to the bottom.
You didn't have the facts.
Bridge to lower decks.
Don't like you already. I think you
Captain,
were right,
I
babe.
told you I'd be honest, so here it is. Maybe I shouldn't have disobeyed a direct order, but you were wrong. You weren't on board, and you didn't have all the information. So I made the right decision for the ship. If you're worried about your credibility, put your ego aside and trust your crew. Trust me.
You might have won some fans on the bridge with that stunt, but not everyone. Lieutenant Commander Chovak has already bent my ear.
I'm sure he doesn't take it personally. He'll get over it in time.
Mr. Chovak is more complicated than he would want to admit. I guess we all are. And, if I'm being honest, I'm not sure what I would have done in the moment either. You never really know if you weren't in those shoes.
Hey, Great White North, welcome.
Hi.
So, let's just boil it
Thank
down
you
to...
for sharing.
You did what you
Also,
had
it's been a while.
Yes.
That'll have to be good enough for me.
Okay, so he...
Thank you for understanding, sir. I'm sure no one knows the burden of command.
He seemed to change his tune towards the end, but he was still angry.
I'm sure you will, someday.
Now
Like
when
he seems to have calmed down, right?
Now when he says this, he just sounds
Despite it
skinny.
all, we got our final Starfleet clearance to depart. So if you'll fetch Mr. Ermot, we'll knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, and then we'll set out for Hotari.
Yes, sir.
That was great. That was some like absolute Star Trek bullshit, and I fucking like. I think I said that already, but it was really good. I really liked that. Whoever wrote this, very good understanding of.
It was a first episode of any Star Trek TV show, except Picard.
Except Picard.
Ah, Picard.
Picard. All I ask is a tall ship. That's a Picard line that he got from somebody. The crew seems.
All departments reporting full mission readiness.
Excuse me.
We've got our full complement on board.
This is my favorite moment, right now.
The start of a new mission is always full of possibility.
The Orion Syndicate could sell it as a drug.
Don't let the Admiralty hear you say that.
Let's do a quick check. Captain Solano's fury over having his orders defied was compounded by Jared's continued rebellious attitude and stubborn opposition to his leadership, leaving him questioning his choice of first officer. Uh-oh. He's quite pissed, even though he seems to be understanding. Lieutenant Bedrosian appreciated Jared's leadership skills when Starbase ordered her to disengage docking clamps, and she thought highly of Jared's efforts to explain the complexity of the situation to Captain Solano. And she was relieved when Jara defied Captain Solano's orders and made her own command decision in the moment. Commander Westbrook was impressed by Jara's leadership skills when Starbase ordered her to disengage docking clamps, and he applauded Jara's efforts to explain the complexity of the situation to Captain Solano. Ultimately, he was thankful when Jara defied Captain Solano's orders and made her own command decision in the moment. Commander Ermot was impressed by Jara's leadership skills, blah blah blah, and he appreciated Jara's efforts to explain the complexity.
Oh, he respected it.
Commander Ermot respected Jara's rational approach when she defied Captain Solano's orders and refused to put the crew at risk. Commander Chobak did not approve of Jara's unwillingness to follow protocol when she defied Captain Solano's orders to blow the bolts from the docking clamps. This guy was grateful for Jara's... Oh, that's the same. Okay, and then Carter. Edgersall was grateful when Carter put her safety ahead of his own, but odd on the hull. Rhonda felt encouraged by Carter's warm reception when she was supposed to arrive. And they're holding out hope there might be some chemistry between them. Told you. Lieutenant Commander Chobak found Carter to be respectful. That's the same thing. Okay. Alright. So basically, he's quite pissed.
Captain on the bridge.
When is the Falcon not pissed?
No, him.
Oh, him.
Sit, everyone.
Yeah, but we figured that he's actually not a good guy.
Yeah, I think he's not the greatest person.
You all know, I'm not big on speeches.
And I'm pretty sure that the thing that happened before is his fault.
Refit. Let's make it a good one. Disengage docking clamps.
And like the fact that like the other guy probably also told him, no, don't do this, we're not ready, and he insisted on doing it anyway.
Yeah. Because he said it would have been a feather in my cap or something like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not, so I'm gonna keep pissing him off.
Yeah, that's
I mean, when it makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it just for no reason. Yay, Star Trek music.
Oh, you can just watch things like that.
Yeah.
How about if they explode? Wouldn't it be
Well, then
terrible?
you're fine. Well, I assume those force fields are pretty powerful, right? But, yeah. You also have a thin sheet of force field, I don't know what you call it, a thin force field between you and the hard vacuum of space. So
That should do it. Set a course for the Hotari system. Prepare to go to Warp 8.
Warp 8? Sir, there's a speed limit.
You know what? You take this.
What do I say?
Me?
Engage, do it, make way. What do I say? What do I say?
Engage.
Engage?
Make way. Make way. I don't know.
Oh, shit! I pressed the wrong one.
Helm. Do it.
I like do it though. But I pressed the wrong one. I went to press the wrong one.
I wonder whether Prince William and Chee.
Nicely done.
Oh.
Easy. Thank you. I'm fine. Really,
You don't look so good.
Does she need her dilithium?
Or whatever it's called, yeah. Yep, I think she does. Yep.
Shouldn't you have like an injection thing right next to you?
I have to get to sickbay.
Go.
She's just gonna use it as a weakness.
Yeah.
Commander, help me get her inside.
Like, shouldn't she
It probably,
have like an
it's a
EpiPen
whole
or
thing.
something?
You probably can't do it with an EpiPen. Or an EpiPen like. And in the excitement of everything, she probably didn't realize until it was too late. Yeah, see, it's a whole thing.
Well, that was quite a scare. A few minutes more and it would have been one of the shortest tenures on record for a first officer.
Is that the engineer that was out on the hull?
That storm did a real number on him, but he'll live.
Yay!
Just needs rest. You should worry about yourself. Your deridium levels got dangerously low and destabilized your cell structure.
This is definitely one of the more memorable first days I can think of.
My name is Dr. Aram Duval, Chief Medical Officer.
Hey!
To be honest, I've never met a Kobliad before. You're
rare. I know.
I was going to say special. Your people's numbers have dwindled, despite the Federation's efforts to find a more readily available alternative to the deridium you need to survive. Yet you joined Starfleet and managed to thrive. I imagine the responsibility must be overwhelming. Maybe even a burden at
Can be
times.
difficult, it's who I am, it's an honor. No, it's an honor. That wasn't a yes or no question.
Is it an honor?
It's an honor?
Who I am.
I know what it means. And I know the responsibility that comes with it. But I can't be anything more than who I am. And if someone has a problem with that, or expects something else, then that's their problem, not mine.
She liked it.
That's exactly right. And don't worry, I won't treat you like a science experiment. I just do the science and leave the experiments to Solano.
Oh.
You don't agree with his methods?
I don't agree with his definition of acceptable risks. Not when the lives of your crew are at stake.
You were right.
My professional opinion is that the accident took a toll. More than he's willing to admit. He's overstressed, operating in the pressure cooker of his own mind. Which is never a good headspace when the lives of your crew are at stake. What concerns me is that now he's even further away from the thing he's been chasing his entire career. Breakthrough discovery.
I won't let that
Major innovation. Something he can put his name on.
I hear you. But that's my job, isn't it? To make sure that doesn't happen. And we don't lose sight of the bigger picture.
Which is exactly why I'm so glad you're here. We need you now.
Is she the bad guy?
Ever.
No, I doubt it.
And I have to give you credit for what happened on the bridge. It took guts to defy a direct order.
No, I think they're setting up the two factions.
I guess word travels fast around here.
It's a small ship. And everyone's curious about the new XO. Fortunately, your cell structure is almost completely stabilized. And I'll spare us both the lecture, but I do feel it's my responsibility to remind you, without regular infusions of deridium, you will not live. It's as simple as that.
Understood.
Then, my work
At some
here
point
is
in the
done.
future, we're gonna have to just choose: do I go get Deridium or I go save this person or whatever? Yeah.
The choice will be save this person. In case I'm getting a drink.
Lieutenant Bedrosian.
I came to see if you were okay. We were all pretty worried on the bridge. No one knew what was happening.
Thanks for coming. Is there a potential romance?
I'm feeling much better.
But she's a
Thank
commanding
you.
officer.
Yeah.
Though.
It's
Oh, but
just
this is
part
Star
of who
Trek,
I
so it's
am.
fine.
You don't have to explain to me. I understand. I'm just glad you're okay. You trusted me earlier with the shields, and I appreciated that. I want you to know that I have your back.
Thank you.
Is there gonna be mutiny later?
Mutiny?
Yeah. Like
hope
Captain
so.
Solano does something weird, and then there's
Now,
a mutiny
Carter,
led by
the emissions
our
that
character.
gave you that burn are quite unusual, like everything else that goes with this storm.
Oh, he's got a cool scar.
That's a combination of hyronolin and lectrazine to counter the radiation effects. That should help speed your healing. She's come by a couple of times to see you already. Be brief.
good to see you awake again. I was starting to get worried. Not that you aren't in good hands with Dr. Duvall.
Thanks for checking on me.
You did take one hell
How
of
do
a
I look?
shot,
It's more
though.
like flirty.
I hear you've been checking in on me. Thanks for that.
One of the benefits of working a security rotation. Lots of opportunities to walk by sick bay and stop in. Millie was looking in on you too, by the way. But since it's just us right now, I had a chance to think about this while I was away. And I thought it was important that I just come out and tell you.
You can tell me anything.
Instead of tiptoeing around it.
It's okay, Miranda. You can tell me anything.
I know that.
Then come on.
What if I like
Just spit it out.
I'm trying. Let me talk. What I'm trying to say is, we've been really good friends for a long time. But I got back here and I couldn't ignore it anymore. I want to see if there's more between us than just being friends.
I have feelings for you too.
Really?
Yes. No?
Okay.
Carter?
You don't have to explain it. I feel the same way. There is something between
You
us.
said from the beginning what?
So, do you want to find out what that something is? If it's there for you,
let's take it slow.
And it's there for me,
right?
Why not give it a try?
We don't have to put too much pressure on.
Oh no, is that a thing a guy will
Let's just
say?
see where this goes.
I like that.
Okay.
Definitely felt some pressure coming down to see you.
Sorry to interrupt, but the patient needs to rest if he wants to get back to his old self.
Of course. I'll see you again soon.
Oop, hand holding. What if Neely gets jealous?
Oh no, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I'd rather be with Neely, to be perfectly honest.
Oh no, did we spoil it? No, I'm going to check. What's his
No,
name?
I don't think so.
What's his name?
Carter Diaz. Cast adrift. Oh, we still don't have our diplomat.
Approaching the rendezvous point outside Atari space.
Helm, bring us out of warp.
Dropping to impulse.
Whoa!
Ionic interference surging, Captain.
Shield integrity holding.
We can take it.
We are at the correct coordinates to meet the shuttle.
Commander Rydek, find us our diplomat, if you will.
Aye, Captain. Let's
Okay,
reduce
I'm
the
gonna
noise.
check, but I don't think it
Filter out
mattered.
environmental signals. I can manually tune what's left for Federation signal types.
Yeah, I don't think.
I've located the shuttle.
Opening comms.
On screen.
Shuttle to Resolute. Shuttle to Resolute. Debris field. Lost maneuvering.
It says Excelsior.
Losing.
I can't get it any clearer.
Sulu Captain Excelsior.
We won't get a transporter lock. It's just not happening.
Power up the tractor beam. We'll pull them directly into the docking bay.
Are we playing as you as well? Oh no, okay.
Diaz, you good to run the tractor emitter?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Come on, Diaz.
Why didn't you do it? Out of curiosity. You're already there.
First thing, lock onto the shuttle and stabilize the rotation.
Rocks in the way. Rocks in the way.
We're pulling in debris.
I'm on it.
This is so like old school kids game.
Oh my god.
What are you doing?
It won't-
Oh my god!
it won't let me
We're
do
gonna
it.
die! We have to do it in order?
Maybe.
Yep. It's asteroid 3.
Oh shit. Yeah, I got to do this.
What? That's gonna take out the shuttle. Here's the bridge.
large piece of debris headed for the shuttle. The tractor beam can't handle it.
Okay, that's a different one.
Can our shields take it?
I believe so.
Commander Rydek, plot an intercept course.
On it.
What is happening? Oh.
Here we go. Maneuvering thrusters bearing 53 Mark 17. 200 meters on an intercept course.
Maneuvering.
Got it.
Whoa! Someone's working hard on the bridge.
I feel that last one wasn't my fault. And the last one hit the shuttle. Should let me do whatever I wanted.
Oh, is he gonna have a cool scarf from now on?
Yeah, apparently. Unless they Star Trek it
Well, it's easy enough to get rid of scarves,
Yeah.
I guess.
That's what I mean.
He shouldn't Ed's character.
We got the shuttlecraft on board.
Good job. We're on our way down to meet them.
It's SPOCK, motherfuckers!
Terra firma, so to speak.
Hey, they got a good Nemo impersonator.
Ambassador Spock. The captain will be right down to meet you, sir.
In that case, I will wait for him here.
Why's the music so like?
Sorry for the rough landing. Welcome aboard. Are you okay?
Welcome aboard? Oh, sorry for the rough landing.
Apologies for the landing, Ambassador. I was operating the tractor beam, sir. I take responsibility.
It was not the smoothest transit, but you got us here safely. That is what matters.
That's spoken.
We thought we were prepared for our arrival in Hotari space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for such intense ionic activity.
The storm has been pretty intense.
There was an element that was most unusual. Before you came to our aid, our maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines were rendered inoperable. So we attempted a short traversal at warp speed, only to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed no faults or anomalies.
Up to me to figure it out.
What do you make of that? When all indications say that warp speed is possible,
I can't speculate.
but in practice,
I can't
we
speculate.
find it is not.
I can speculate.
I'd rather investigate than speculate.
Oh, he'll be so proud.
A sound principle.
Oh, we made SPOCK
Take
happy.
readings, run some additional diagnostic checks, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Quite logical. Petty Officer...
Carter Diaz. Sir.
Thank you, Dad. I mean, sir.
Ambassador Spock,
Excuse me.
I'm honored to have you aboard.
I don't think he likes
I'd
it.
like to get right to it. We're already behind.
It's a bit. It's not like the strangest thing, right? But it is a bit. I find it interesting that the Star Trek writers slash producers slash showrunners decided to make Spock an ambassador.
As opposed to
A
scientist?
captain.
Or
Yeah,
captain?
scientist. Like he's
Well,
obviously
maybe-
he is obviously suited for the job. It's
Maybe
just
it's to show, like, you know, like he's grown as someone that can understand, like, you
Ambassador
know, after
Spock?
all his time.
My senior staff.
maybe, yeah.
And it's also good because he's a bridge between the Singapore, Singapore and the Falcons.
It's not every day that a captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend aboard.
You flatter me, Captain Solano. But legend implies the past tense,
You don't like him.
whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
I didn't mean to suggest you were stuck in the past.
Right, shut up, stop talking.
You're right, Ambassador.
We need your experience?
Not the most diplomatic
Yes.
choice of words.
Your experience comes from the past. But our present situation calls for it.
True enough.
We were hoping you could fill us in on the details. We got the basics from Starfleet. 2 formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war.
Indeed. And the tension between them grows fiercer by the hour.
I wonder why we're supposed to meet ambassadors like in the middle of nowhere.
Ilidians are the more advanced species. They made first contact with the Hotari over a century ago.
Ooh, I like the purple ones.
Yeah.
This is Tau, the Hotari moon. It is rich in dilithium, and for decades, the Hotari and the Ilidians have shared a mining operation there. The Ilidians provide the technological resources, while the Hotari have served as the labor force. The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace, until recently. The Hotari have suddenly and forcefully seized control of the mining operations and expelled the Ilidians from their system. That is the official story, as told by the Hotari when they requested Federation mediation. But the details remain scant.
Wait, they're the ones who took over.
Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interference.
How? I don't know. How can this happen?
How did this happen?
How did this happen?
How is it the Hotari were able to turn the tables and take the mines against superior forces, especially after decades in this arrangement?
Unclear. The answer to that question may be the key to a new, lasting peace.
The voice actor.
One
Yeah,
that
right?
we can uncover during these
It's definitely not Leonard Nimoy. He had passed away
but
by
it is
time,
unlikely the relatively primitive
sounds a
Hotari
lot like
forces would stand a chance against the Ilidian fleet if this escalates to open war. Left unchecked, this conflict will result in more bloodshed, which is what we are here to prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Clearly the Hotari have been exploited in this relationship.
Maybe we can persuade them peace is the more profitable alternative for everyone. They both profited from the mines.
They still
And for
get
the
exploited,
Hotari,
right?
something is better than nothing. Peace
Oh, they
is
don't
our
want
objective,
peace.
after all.
Oh, I agree,
That is
Solano.
correct.
You have to pick.
We can call it profitable or mutually beneficial, but
Are we
at the
setting up
end
to
of the day,
always?
the Hotari are
Maybe.
still being exploited for their own resources.
True peace is not merely the absence of war. And as such, this conflict will surely
Maybe he's
come
an
again.
ambassador because he says Yoda like
Neither the Ilidians or the Hotari are members of the Federation, so we can't make them do anything.
There is an additional complicating factor
course.
I should mention.
Bearing the lead as always.
In the past, the Federation has relied on the Ilidians as a source of dilithium.
So we are on their side.
That certainly changes things.
Federation
Does it
sources
really?
its dilithium from a lot of places.
Yeah,
We won't be
and this is
trusted.
one of them.
This gives us leverage.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think we won't be trusted.
Okay.
That means the Hotari have no reason to trust us.
They're the ones who asked for the...
I wouldn't go that far, Commander.
The other ones?
We are completely neutral in this matter, on neither one side nor the other. Any suggestion otherwise would compromise our position. Given the Federation's involvement in the Ilidium dilithium trade, Captain Solano and I must make every effort to appear neutral in these negotiations.
What worries me is if this whole thing unravels and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
Considering what the ion storm has done to our ship, and the Ambassador's shuttle, we have to assume the Ilidian fleet has had problems with it as well. This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
Commander Westbrook is correct. The energy anomalies around the
buys us
Hotari
some time?
systems have been noted in the past.
Oh, it's a perfect storm.
But
This buys us some time.
They have never been observed on the orders of magnitude we have seen in recent weeks.
If it's keeping the two sides talking instead of shooting at each other, that actually helps us negotiate a peace.
And we'll take advantage of that as long as it works in our favor.
And when it doesn't?
All the more reason to learn as much about it as we can while we are here. We do not want to be caught unprepared, should the energy anomaly continue to fluctuate. so I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a strict timetable here, and we're going to be leaving for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you all.
Dismissed.
Thank you, Spock. I love you.
I want to speak to both of you privately.
Oh.
Ambassador Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
Commander, as you are aware, there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do in our official capacity as representatives of the Federation. But someone in an unofficial capacity, your first officer, for example, would not be bound by those restrictions. Commander Rydek could ingratiate herself to certain parties behind the scenes, where they may be more candid in revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
Damn, Spock.
She certainly goes her own way.
So which one?
Maybe that helps in this case.
Whatever it takes.
It would be unconventional.
I'll be on it. I'll be on it.
But I'm not opposed to it.
I'm honored to be included in the negotiation process.
You're not just included, you are
You are the
instrumental.
point person.
Well, I hope Commander Rydek will have more luck finding out what really happened than we will through official diplomatic channels.
Ooh, we get to
The
uncover.
fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on
I will be right back. You may continue playing and making decisions.
Okay, are you sure?
Yes.
What if I make wrong decisions?
Then you have to live with it.
Oh no, oh no, I have to live with the consequences of my decisions. Yes. No, I hate that. I hate living with the consequences of my decisions. It's clearly a bit janky, this game. There's always these weird pauses.
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock?
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready. I need you both to ascertain the root cause of the system failures he encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the Ambassador and his many accomplishments, but I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with him.
Hilarious.
Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with. I am not the chief engineer of this shuttlecraft.
The Ambassador asked me to take a look, and I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good. You could learn from Mr. Diaz's focus.
I'll take notes.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report. Carry on.
It seems like he's warming up to us.
Yeah.
Even Chovok has to look at that face and know you've earned some real respect. And I have to admit that I owe you one. You were right to make me go first. I don't know what I was thinking.
You've pulled me out of trouble how many times? Call it even.
Okay. At the very least, maybe I can track down that bottle of Saurian brandy you're still on the hook for. But first, we have work to do.
Yay, friends! Maybe they're just friends. Maybe they'll remain friends. I don't have to worry about, like, a horrible love triangle.
Ready to go?
I like her face, that she's always
Let's
just
run
looks
the
very
diagnostic.
skeptical.
So, I know about your talk with Miranda.
You do?
She sent me a Priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Thanks.
But I'm only going to tell you this once.
What's up with your eyebrow?
Don't screw this up. Because I would be very unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you.
She's a good friend.
All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms. That just isn't gonna work for me. And I know you'll respect that.
That's not gonna happen, okay? And Why are you even going there? We haven't even gone on a date yet.
I just want you to know where I stand. I like my friends and I like our group. I don't want to lose that. Is that thing done yet?
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Let's see. The relays along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Huh. Well, maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something. Here.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point. No faults, just those warnings. What are they?
Subspace variance?
Subspace variance out of tolerance. What does that mean?
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
Will the array going offline cause that?
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
The warp field became inverted suddenly.
I've seen this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look.
So all these weird things happen with no code.
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
Wow. They're lucky the shuttle didn't turn inside out.
Makes me think the computer panicked on the warp field equation.
Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
If it was caused by a system failure.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll forward to when that happened.
Yes, ma'am.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
There. That's the relays blowing.
And look, there's another warp system alert.
They're all the same. Subspace variance out of tolerance, or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Then it's one of two things. Either a warp coil is cracked, or the navigation array is offline.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer.
Hey, Nintendo.
You want to check the warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other. Let's not overcomplicate this. One of these systems is likely broken.
Navigation array.
I'll check the navigation array.
Your tricorder can record and analyze data. Looking through it will reveal the unseen. Use square to equip or holster your tricorder. Hold R2 to scan glowing objects. You must be close to some objects to scan them. Watch the frame of the screen to see if you are too far away. Okay. Out of range, it says. Some objects you scan will activate a deep scan. During the deep scan, use L1 and R1 to switch between the different scan modes and search for glowing objects. Excuse me. The mode indicators on the tricorder will blink if there's an object to find in that mode. The mode indicators. Okay. When you have scanned all objects, the frame will change color. Hold L2 to analyze the data and finish the scan. Oh, where are you going, buddy? Oh, I see. As in the field, circuits powering subspace sensor arrays are functioning normally. Okay. How do I change the... Oh, biological. Okay, good. No. I'm in chemical. Something else to scan. But I don't know what. And I'm stopped here. I can't go further than this. Something in the middle. Okay. Now that flip phone is futuristic. Isn't it just? It's the most advanced thing I've ever seen. Why isn't there anything? What are you doing? Can I? No, I can't holster it because there's stuff to scan somewhere, but I don't see anything. this one already. Ah! So subspace sensors are vulnerable to backscatter interference from other internal systems. Oops. Filters help attenuate such radiation and keep sensor data clean. Okay. Subspace sensor array monitors normal in space and subspace while the vessel is traveling at warp speeds. No physical damage detected. Okay, complete scan. It's not a navigation array.
Navigation array checks out, so it must be a coil.
Except it's not. Checked and double-checked.
Mysteries?
Well, the readings don't lie.
Here comes the security detail for the way team.
He's my possible girlfriend.
Hey.
I'm not here.
Yeah, I don't think
No, she's a friend,
she
yeah.
was ever going to be here. That's why.
As soon as they come down from the bridge. I
Hi,
don't want to interrupt some
Nintendo.
important work. I was just hoping to see you before I go. The captain and the others will be here any minute now. Should be an interesting ride down to the surface.
You have the important job.
You're the one with the important job to do. Keeping the captain safe. And Ambassador Spock.
It doesn't always feel that way. Baking in the hot sun, standing guard next to an empty shuttlecraft. But it has its moments.
Hey, Maris. Aren't these those button pushers you're always hanging out with?
And you're the phaser jockeys we always beat in Parisi squares, right?
All aboard for Hotari.
That another one of the captain's railroad things?
Gotta be. I just usually zone out by the time he gets to the whole steam engines were the warp drives of their day part. Catch y'all later.
He's too young for steam engines.
You don't want to miss your train.
Yeah, she seems to be just a good friend. Like she was telling him before, like
I do have
don't
to go.
not to mess this up because I don't want to get like 6 weeks or 6 days down the line and I have to choose between who to spend
Not
time
gonna
with in the
lie.
holidays.
I'd rather not leave right now.
Don't kiss. I think
Yeah, don't kiss. Come back
More
safe.
important
Come back
things
safe.
Are we waiting?
No, come back safe.
Go ahead.
Yeah, cause like you know.
Do me a favor. Come back safe.
Deal.
Because this is like a work.
Yeah. You can't kiss her. It is
Come
work.
back safe.
Yeah.
And then like you know, I'll be waiting. It's a bit too clingy.
Okay.
Be seeing you.
Hey, lower deck stallions. It says. Ooh. Oh look, it's got pictures of lips. That's very funny.
Etzelarda Diaz. If you could float back down to reality, we still have a ways.
And she's just a friend who like busts his balls, which is really good. I like this dynamic.
Yep. I also
All
like
right,
this car.
where were we?
So the warp coils in the navigation array are fine, but the nav computer doesn't seem to think so.
I'm out of ideas short of field stripping the shuttle from bow to stern.
You want to take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Oh, real hands-on maintenance. I like it. Okay, the nav computer is patched into the ship.
The ship's
So we're
computer
trying
can
to figure out
double check
what
our
went
work.
wrong with Spock's
If the shuttle's
shuttle.
nav computer is putting out false data, we'll know it.
Let's run through the shuttle's logs again.
Running now.
It's the music. So.
So 3 alerts that we saw before.
Same. Warp field inversion and a cascade failure. However, the Resolute computer doesn't show the same subspace variance.
We're in the same conditions that the shuttle was in when it failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
What if the subspace variance was a momentary occurrence?
That's a possibility, and it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings failed to reproduce the issue.
But a subspace anomaly strong enough to cause a warp field collapse would leave graviton ripples for days.
Let's run with the momentary subspace variance theory for now.
There's a lot of
Roll
techno
forward to the
battles
shuttle's
here.
attempt to re-engage the warp drive. We need the conditions of space around the shuttle at the moment of warp failure.
Resuming simulation.
I like that
Error
the
in
music
warp
is so.
field calculation.
Is so
Cochrane formula
ominous.
variables are out of range.
That right there. Take the shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure returned non-orthogonal. Results are undefined.
That doesn't help.
Wait, what if we use a different ship?
Put the Resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah, it should warp just fine. Unless...
I
Computer,
like it better that they're friends.
run the simulation with the Resolute.
Resolute simulated.
Computer, give me manual
Computer
control on
voice
the
also
warp
does a
power.
good job of sounding like Majel Barrett.
Static field intensity, warp 1.1. 1.2. 3. Warp pressure is destabilizing. Error in warp field calculation. The warp drive has
Not really, I
experienced a
think.
system-wide cascade failure.
Spock's
Warp
one
field
was better.
collapsed. Subspace variance is out of tolerance. Cochrane formula results are undefined.
Bingo.
What-o?
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship. Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us. The Resolute will not sustain warp.
We can't leave Hotari space.
Ooh, look at that ship. Wait, aren't they gonna see her in her Starfleet uniform? Like, how's she gonna go undercover if you're...
She's changing the ship. They usually change beforehand, though. Right?
Thanks, Nintendo. Happy Sunday in space to you.
Now the flip phone is so futuristic.
Yeah.
I actually like the flip phone better. Like now the Samsung
in
has
her-
the this one that has the flip, which I like.
Seat of power. She's in her uniform.
How's she gonna go undercover then?
Ambassador Spock.
Oh,
Captain
he
Solana.
looks like
Welcome
a
to Hotari.
the clothing look
We are
like
honored
Avatar,
you've
like the
come.
Airbenders or something.
My name is Tylos Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
The honor is ours. And this is Commander Jara
You literally just...
Rydick, first officer aboard the USS Resolute. You'll find she has a keen mind
We're honored to be
and
here.
unique insight into the dynamics between the Hotari
You're honored
and
to be
the
here.
Iridians.
We're honored to be here as representatives of the Federation.
I'm so glad.
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation. The reigning authority in the galaxy.
Looks like a ninja turtle.
Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen.
You're in my
But
personal space.
either
buddy.
way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Citron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Oh. Ooh, look at you guys. Good little beard.
They look like ninja turtles.
Let's
Oh,
hope this
I like
is the
his marking.
last time we ever have to come here.
If you'll excuse me.
Shh. We're live.
Nobody knows what it is.
I think we're about to begin.
Did you hear the arrogance from that guy? I don't know what we're walking into here. That guy was something.
That may be true. But let's keep an open mind going into the negotiations. Hopefully he's just one voice amongst many.
Then let's hope he's the outlier.
The Hotari have invited us as their guests, so we must show them the proper respect.
I think that was for you, Solana. It's pointedly directed at you. Some of this music sounds like Final Fantasy music. Like this bit, specifically.
Sounds like Star Trek music.
No, it sounds like Final Fantasy music.
Really?
Yeah. Before it had Star Trek music, now this is Final Fantasy music.
That's because the Ninja Turtles are here.
Ninja Turtles.
They look like Ninja Turtles. So, in what capacity is she going to be undercover?
So I guess not with these people. These people, she's a negotiator.
Okay.
But maybe like when she goes down, show difference, show strength.
Show difference. Strength, no.
Oh, too late.
Well, I guess it's polite, right? Oh, it's an older lady too?
Yeah.
Okay, difference.
She's the leader.
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Hotari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
That the Federation would send one of their most respected
Evaluate the arguments.
representatives is not only an honor to the Hotari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we?
Oh.
With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Elydian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war.
And if you cannot remain silent, you will
I like
be
the
silenced.
furthermost one with the bands.
But his point is well taken. What is the Federation's interest in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
Yeah.
For now.
You invited us, lady.
I'm trying to keep an open mind here, but it's not easy. I thought they wanted us here.
We're not liked. Oh, she's tough. She's tough, I think. Oh, okay.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Kobliad?
She's not
She
part
can
of...
speak for herself, can't she? Then let her.
She looks like she's in a sari.
Hmm. Uh-oh. I'm going to say something. You can't remain silent, so just do it for you.
When she walk out, she never see her to walk out.
She held her hand out, so we took it as an invitation. It does look
now then
inspired.
What is your name?
Commander Jara Rydek, Your Majesty.
Being a Kobliad, you would know better than anyone. Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the Cardassians.
Did we?
Their injustice towards the Kobliad is as unimaginable as it is unforgivable. Not unlike how we have been treated by the Elydians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Elydians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet!
Why did you guys come here? How is this a neutral ground at all?
After all the Kobliad suffered, you finally had the chance to right that wrong. To get out from under their control. Would you take it? Or would you negotiate a peace?
I would right the wrong, I would seek peace. I can't speculate on that.
I can't speculate?
It's probably the most diplomatic answer. Yeah.
I can't speculate on something that never happened, Your Majesty. Sadly, that opportunity never came for the Kobliad.
It's true.
No. It did not. But we'd be wise to learn from their example, before we too find ourselves facing extinction. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy. It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador SPOCK would have us believe you're here as a neutral party in the interest of peace. So why are you really here? I want the truth.
We only want
not
peace,
your
right?
Federation rhetoric.
As Ambassador SPOCK has said, we've come seeking a peaceful resolution to this conflict, and have no interest in your dilithium.
I'm not nearly as naive as you must think. The Federation has done business with the Elydians for decades, which makes me question your motives.
What they haven't said, but cannot deny, is a simple truth. The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without Elydian involvement. We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari. We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives infinitely better than before dilithium was discovered. All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
That is enough of your lies! The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries.
Alright.
So tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on Tau? Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari or the Alidians?
Oh god, I gotta choose one.
Only be one or the other, not both.
I don't know.
Fuck it. We're in your palace.
If I have to choose only one, then it would have to be the Hotari.
Well said. How could the just and wise Federation make any...
I mean, I had to make a choice, yeah.
This is an outrage.
Well,
The Federation has lost all credibility.
Mines are ours. Lydia will not be deterred. We will take back our mines by any means necessary.
And you will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
Is she gonna get a scolding?
I mean, I had to choose, right? It would.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but I had to choose.
They both seem combative.
Yeah.
I suppose there is some sense to that.
Do you? Do you suppose so?
So I think every major decision you get a trophy for, and so when you play the game a second time, you have to make every different decision, and you get different.
Spock's looking at her and like going like.
I hope we meet again, Jara Ryder.
What do you want from me, Spock? She made me. The game made me choose. Also, we're in her throne room. He's not happy. I mean, is Solano ever happy? If I pick the Iridium,
Spock and I will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the locals and see if you can get some answers.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
We need to find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war. What happened in those mines?
Oh, didn't get in trouble.
I'm gonna get assaulted now. Like attacked by somebody.
Alright, when we end this chapter, we'll end.
Oh, the 2 hours passed by really
Yeah.
fast. Appreciate water.
Appreciate the water.
Soothing.
Appreciated. The water has been appreciated. Thank you.
Commander, I'm glad you've chosen to side with the Hotari.
That's not what I did.
I knew the Federation would see through the Alidians' baseless claims.
Wait.
I'm not on either
the
side.
interests of my
Really?
people.
Yeah, no? You suffer enough?
To be clear, I'm not on either side of this conflict. Our only interest is peace.
I will keep that in mind.
Because she's technically not one, right?
I assume you were there the day the mines were seized from the Alidians.
Not seized. Reclaimed.
Yeah, words are important.
And restored to their rightful owners. Yes, I was there. We had to be decisive. Before the Alidians could even realize their worst nightmares upon them.
Don't you fear retaliation? No?
No. I think because fear means like...
Were the Hotari miners armed during the revolt? I'm just trying to understand how it happened.
If by that you mean armed with centuries of abuse and exploitation at the hands of the Alidians...
I mean, it's clearly not what I meant, but sure.
Which doesn't really answer my question.
We had them vastly overwhelmed from the start. They respect one thing above all else, and that is force. The greater the force,
You like
the more
stepping into people's
certain the
personal space a
outcome.
lot, buddy.
No, actually, he's pretty far away. It's just the angle.
Just now, it was pretty close.
And worth little without the strength to secure it. Which makes me wonder about your ship, the Resolute. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship. Ready to contend with anything the Alidians might have in store.
Sure.
Or is that not true?
What, should I lie, or...?
Maybe I've misjudged it.
The Resolute can hold its own.
I wouldn't say state of the art, but the Resolute is plenty capable and can hold its own against just about anything.
Let's hope so. Because at the moment, it's the only thing preventing them from wiping us off the map.
Cedron.
A pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
I'm sure we will. I guess it's not undercover so much as...
Seems like they said specifically.
That's what I thought, right? Like, go be with them when you're not. Speak with Tylus.
Commander Rydek, I'm encouraged to see the Federation supporting my people. I'm afraid of what might happen without your help.
Thank Ambassador Spock. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, okay.
If anyone deserves thanks, it's Ambassador Spock.
I'm thinking!
No one is more
I'm thinking
invested
out
in
loud!
negotiating a peaceful settlement to this conflict than he is.
I'm so glad. We need his help before the situation escalates further than it already has. It's been...
She seems to be the
very
more neutral
trying.
person. Like, she doesn't want to...
I saw you speaking with Sidron, our national hero. I'm curious, what did he say?
He seems to be of the opinion that negotiating for peace is a waste of time.
Because force is the only blunt
He hit
instrument
her
he
with
understands.
they only respect force.
He's a minor, not a diplomat.
Oh.
For the first time in our history, the Hotari have the upper hand. We see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices have risen up. Old voices shouted down. Galvin and Sidron have become national heroes. Now, they have the Queen's ear. Better or worse?
You don't trust them?
Depending on your perspective.
I get the sense you don't exactly trust them.
I don't trust their instincts, which are leading us to war. My fear has been that the Illidians will launch an attack and crush us. You've seen their starship, no doubt. They could have retaken the mines whenever they wanted to, but it never happened. And as strange as this may sound, I'd almost say they're afraid. I just don't know what they're afraid of.
Huh.
It's still the same bluster and bravado you would expect from
the
them.
Ironstorm?
But it has no teeth. Like they're afraid of what might happen.
Do you think it has something to do with the ion storm? Right now, it's stronger than ever, isn't it?
It's entirely possible. I'm not a scientist, but I do know the storm has knocked out all kinds of systems. So maybe the Illidians weren't willing to risk their ships, given all the interference. Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access. No one's allowed without his personal authorization. And they've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security.
I think so, yeah.
I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines. I've made inquiries,
Why
but
would they
everyone
do that?
pretends it doesn't exist.
No.
I strongly suspect they're
What is
hiding
it?
something.
Okay, what is it? Yeah. Well, sometimes they make you
What do you
wait,
think it
like,
is?
I've heard rumors it's some sort of ancient artifact, but I haven't seen it myself.
How can we know?
I'd better see what's happening.
Okay.
Do you think you can find out what they're hiding? I need to see proof of something before I can make my case to the Federation.
I can try, but even if I found it, I might not know what to make of it.
You live in the future.
Take this. You can use it to capture whatever you find, and then send it to
It's
me.
a tricorder, I think. Yeah, it's a tricorder.
Thank you. I will let
That's
you know
even better
what I
than a
find.
picture.
And I look forward to our meeting again.
Maybe that's a little interest.
I like her.
I do like her a lot. All right, last one.
Sorry, I couldn't help but notice you were speaking with the Hotari this whole time. I figured in the interest of fairness,
I like his eyebrows.
I should offer another perspective.
Of course.
I'm probably not telling you anything you don't already know, but these negotiations rely on the Federation's neutrality.
Why is this so
As
familiar
does
to
any
me?
hope you might have for a supply of dilithium in the future. So, why you would choose to side with the Hotari escapes me. Without Illidian involvement, there is no dilithium trade.
Dilithium is in my control.
But clearly, you weren't aware.
We are and will remain completely neutral. Our only interest
Regardless of what I
is the
said
peaceful
inside the thing.
resolution to this conflict.
As is ours. Of course, the question is,
I
at what
think
price?
at some point we cannot tread the middle ground
Yeah.
already. Like
What's
with
that?
every Star Trek.
Major Solid Arminta, Special Attaché, Elydian Armed
His voice
Forces.
sounds really familiar.
Pleasure to meet you, Commander.
I don't know exactly who it is, but it sounds really familiar.
I have my issues with the Hotari, but I have to give them some credit. They know how to seize an opportunity. Inciting an uprising the same day as a massive, once-in-a-lifetime ion storm.
Our assumption was that this storm was just an anomaly.
Yes, a very convenient anomaly.
Yeah.
It's almost like it was almost like Snape.
You sound skeptical.
Of course, I wasn't there. But who am I to say otherwise?
Yeah, you sound skeptical.
You sound skeptical.
Well, the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized miners seize control of an entire moon, much less thousands of mines? But I've talked to people who were there. They tell a different story. They say they're lucky to have escaped with their lives. That it was more than just the storm. That somehow the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not even sure I believe it myself.
That helps explain it.
But that's what they said.
Yeah. Quick. Okay.
You just answered your own question. How do a group of miners do something that in theory can't be done? That's how. Harnessing the storm.
Hold on.
But even if it's true, how does that even happen?
You tell me.
If you'll excuse me, Commander Ryder.
Do I have to?
They seem proud of their culture.
Wait, what? What a weird observation to make.
Pride can lead to rash action.
That's a better one. Where is he? Where am I going? He went the other way, didn't he? He went this way. Because now they're talking amongst themselves with no Spock or Solana.
It's also weird that they're all just like the two different tribes are hanging out like in the same space, but no one's attacking each other.
I mean, I guess they're not technically at war yet, and they're still trying to negotiate for peace.
Well,
right?
I guess that's true. You have like, you know,
I guess it's not
the
this one.
Romulans hanging out sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
Rarely though.
What's that? What? What's going on? Are those things I can go look at? Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Let's do that then. It must be the ship, the moon and the ship. Yeah.
An Elydian warship, the Zeldi. They must want the Hotari to know they can use it at any time. But why haven't they? That must be Tau. The place it all started.
Why do you speak out loud? You could just think it, you know? You don't have to...
Such rough terrain. No wonder the Hotari are so tough.
Where are you, Captain? Okay, you are in there. My mistake. Make sure there's nothing else. So apparently when you hold down L2, you can see these things pop up. And I didn't know that before. Alright, this should end the chapter. And then we can save the rest for next week.
I'm very intrigued by this whole story.
Yeah.
It's like watching a movie almost.
Well, that was a disaster.
What happened?
The Hotari refused to concede anything, so the Elydians stormed out.
The Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers. I hope your efforts were more fruitful than ours.
Is that the woman?
Yep.
Yeah. Wait, who is who again?
So she's the peaceful one.
Yeah, no, wait, she's the Hotari?
Yeah, Hotari.
Yeah, Hotari, right?
The other ones are the Elydians.
And we sided the Hotari in the room.
Yes. Okay. I think that was it.
Oh!
I think this is a whole new thing now.
Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degrading. Increase output to maximum.
Increasing warp output to maximum.
It's happening again.
Oh yeah, so they can't leave the Hotari system.
It is evident that presently the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
Does it?
Space itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Prevents it, or can't sustain it.
We have impulse.
However improbable,
Might be a
that
storm,
appears
yeah.
to be the case.
We need to know more.
Otherwise, it'll be an extended stay in the Hotari system.
The storm didn't stop us from leaving space dock and traveling here. But could it still be causing this interference with warp travel?
We must follow sound investigatory principles. Do not let an assumed conclusion drive your analysis.
Sometimes we need a little inspired thinking, Mr. Chovak. Captain Solano is on his way back from the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clear picture of the phenomenon.
Around the ship. I'll prep a shuttle.
You're
So happy. I always make sure my gravitational harmonics are on point. Yeah, as well you should. Okay.
Okay.
So now we will stop here. Let's take another quick look. So this is the same because we haven't
Spock.
we haven't spoken to him in a while. Oops, sorry. Okay. Chevek did not approve. Same thing. Dr. Duvall was impressed by Jar's sense of responsibility of the crew and was encouraged to see her thinking independently when she defied Captain Solano's orders. That's the same. Same. Master Spock thought Jar performed well under pressure when she was being questioned by the Tar Queen. Okay, great.
Same also.
Yep.
Captain Solano.
Jar handled the composition as well as could be expected when the Tar Queen put her on the spot in the Queen's chamber. Okay.
Okay.
Good. And Carter approved to work on the Ambassador Spock shuttle. Good. I love Carter's charming personality when they were saying goodbye in the docking bay. I was reminded how much she values her friendship with Carter when he said she doesn't owe him anything for letting her go first in the hole.
Yay!
Okay, good. You want to keep? I love that she always looks super skeptical, like in her little thing. It's great. All right, so how do I? Main menu. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay. And hopefully we'll just start exactly there. So let's. Yes, the scientific method. Okay, good, fantastic.
Yay.
All right, good. So yeah, we will.
I really like this.
Yeah. We will, or not delete. We will continue this next week. So on Tuesday, Felicia won't be able to join me, unfortunately. She has work stuff to do. So I'm going to be playing something. I don't know what yet. And then the week after that, we will start Super Mario Brothers Wonder. So I'll play 2 hours of something. I'll figure it out. And then on Wednesday for Dan Plays His Backlog, I'm playing Soundfall. But it'll be later in the day because I have a later than, well, actually it'll be the same time for you guys, 10 a.m. But it'll be 11 p.m. for me because I have to go.
Be a translator.
I have to go be a translator for a bit, yeah. And then on Thursday, I will continue and possibly finish Link's Awakening. And if I finish Link's Awakening before the 2 hours are up, then I will just go straight to the next Zelda game, which is Ocarina of Time. And then next Sunday, we will come back to this, to Star Trek Resurgence, which so far I've enjoyed the heck out of. It's a little janky at times.
I like it though. Like the tech aspects.
Yeah.
Are a little bit weird, but I like the storytelling.
Yeah. The story is great so far. I love that it's like super Star Trek. Like this is
like a movie.
This is the most Star Trek game I've ever. The most Star Trek game I've ever played. Yeah. This was fun. Later, thank you, Nintendo. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, we'll see you again hopefully. And yeah, it says like this game, tell a friend. We love this game. We're telling everybody. Everybody's watching. This is great.
I think if you click on it, it might let you share something.
No, I can't actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We went a little bit later because the chapters, but
I might pop in to say hello on Tuesday or whatever you're playing.
That would be great.
Finish early.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. I'm not ready. Okay. Bye.